Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 469 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm one of your hosts, Sammy K. Alexander. I'm joined this week by the glorious one himself. It's Daffy Moody.
69, you say, Amy? Some might say nice on that one, but howdly doodly do, everybody. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's the holiest of fucking days in itself. It's video game day. It is the Hallelujah Day. All hail video games because they are awesome. Hallelujah.
I have a microphone arm now. See?
Yay!
I said the last time I was on the podcast that I really need to get this on a microphone arm. And it feels weird not having like the thing in front of me that I can like hold. But at least I don't have to like hold it up to my face now. So like it, we're getting used to it. We're feeling out the new space.
Thing is, so I like this. I like doing this and all like that. It's weird. I don't want a mic arm before because when obviously last year my mic arm broke.
Yeah,
obviously.
I remember. Was that what we were streaming? Yeah. Were we streaming?
Was that
when we were doing Halo?
I think so.
Yeah, because that was you were cursed during that stream. It was really funny.
I was very cursed during that stream.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things.
Yeah. And then I was just like, you know what I really like when I was used to properly watching them and everything was Greg Miller grabbing hold of the microphone, doing all this and everything. Yeah, leaning back, doing the whole thing and everything. I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's try it out. And he's onto a thing here. He may not know how to pick a game for Fantasy Critic, at all, but like the guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to a mic arm and just going like that and laying back and chilling and whatnot. But either way,
so I definitely prefer it, but like it was a problem of height, where it was like when my old computer chair was like the perfect height for where my microphone was. So like I could choose to pick it up and lean back or whatever, or I could put it down and just talk into it. Whereas like the new chair is like higher and there's no way to lower it, so it was like I have to constantly have a hold of it, and I wasn't vibing with that. So now it's like it's like okay, I just have to have the thing that holds it up to my face. But
that's fair.
I found a cool. There's like a cool trade-off with that. So like obviously I've talked about like I have my IKEA armchair, very comfortable, that I usually sit in. And I was recording the voiceover for my next video essay. And I was like, oh no, I've got to move the chairs around, put the desk chair back. And then I was like, wait, my microphone's on an arm now. And I could just lower it to where I was sitting back comfortably in my armchair. And I recorded the entire voiceover from sitting in my own chair. So it swings and roundabouts. There's positives and negatives.
There's always positives and negatives in life. There's no doubt about that.
Everything is a trade-off. Nothing is ever perfect.
That is true. That is true. That is the understatement of a fucking century right there.
How are you doing, really? How are you doing?
I'm all right, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty chill, like, pretty chill, no doubt. I've had last week I was off, had a pretty chill week with the missus and everything. Like I said, one of the last episodes was went to Korean barbecue, absolutely delicious. Shout out to my colleague who recommended it. It was, next time you're up, Amy,
we're going.
I think we have to go there. We have to go there.
Yeah,
like, I think
there's a really good Korean barbecue place, like, around here as well that I go to frequently, so I'm definitely in.
Yeah, definitely we're in there. And then excuse me, and I'll be back to work this week and everything, and it's pretty chill right now. I'm in and out like between projects and everything like that. I'm getting set up for a new one that's coming around soon, but no, it's I'm in a pretty good place right now.
Awesome, that's good.
I won't lie, it sounds pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I had obviously missed last week's podcast, and like the thing that I was doing, which wasn't Hollow Knight, we'll get into that in a second. Like the thing that I was doing.
Say Silksong. I just want to say.
Sorry, it wasn't Silksong either. But the thing that I was doing, I had to go into town. Like I had to go into town, like through town, like a bus to town, and then a bus to another place. And it was obviously it was almost during the podcast recording, like. And I didn't, and you know me, Moody. I don't follow football. I don't know anything about any football things that are happening at any point
Where
in
is
time.
this going? This has got random.
So I sat down on this bus, and I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna get my book out, and I'm reading, right?" And I looked up, and we're about 5 minutes from the center of town, where like everybody's getting off of the bus. And I looked around, and I was like, "That's a lot of Newcastle United shirts." Oh no! Let me get my phone out. Let me get my phone out a second. And I was like, just type. You just Google the team name, and it tells you when the next game is. And it was like an hour, maybe it's an hour and a half before they were playing Barcelona. And I was like, that's a big game, isn't it?
Yep.
So I got into town,
just a little bit.
It was fucking full.
Yeah, it was the Champions League last week. They lost. Poor, unlucky then.
It was like there was Newcastle fans everywhere. There was Barcelona fans everywhere. Like I walked past one bit, and there was this big group of Spanish people having a nice sing song, and I was like, oh, fuck. Like I don't like people at the best of times. Like
throwing football on top of it, that just makes it worse.
It's not even that. It's just there's so many people everywhere, and and then when I'm coming back, it's like my bus stop coming back is outside of a pub. So I'm standing outside of a pub during like the build up to the big game. And then it's like, oh, cool. Now we've got to get through the traffic going into town, and obviously like everybody's on the bus, like going on the match. And I was just like, I'm having a terrible time. Please, somebody come and save me. And then like, but when I left town, came back dead, because obviously the game's going on, right? Everybody's doing the thing. But wow, it was loud, it was crowded. I didn't have a good time at all. While you two were doing the podcast last week, I was having a terrible time.
I'm sorry to hear that.
but I did laugh. I did watch the podcast, obviously, when I was editing it. I did laugh that you were like, the stated reason for why I wasn't there was like I was playing Hollow Knight Silksong. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like I don't own it. I haven't touched it. I'm probably not going to play it in the foreseeable. Like, because like it's a meme that might have gone too far. I think I said to you just before we started recording, where it's like I like Hollow Knight, the original Hollow Knight, is a lot, like quite a bit. But like me liking Hollow Knight is kind of like an outlier for like my taste in video games, where it's like it's a 2D platforming side-scrolling Metroidvania. I don't like those things. Like that's not my type of game. Yeah. Like it's a lot like Hades, right? Like Hades. The genre that Hades is in isn't usually my type of game. But like I really like Supergiant, so I gave it a whack and I really liked it. And then I tried other, roguelike isometric action games, and I was like, I wasn't into most of them. So it was one of those things where it's like my taste in that is an outlier. My taste in Hollow Knight is an outlier as well. And people keep asking me, because I'm the Hollow Knight person. Because of everything that's happened in the last 6 years, with the demo, with the Fantasy Critic, like picking it every year in Fantasy Critic, with like the memes, with like the last couple of years of me just telling people it didn't exist. Like I've become emblematic of Hollow Knight Silksong, and now all of my chickens have come home to roost because it's like I don't actually know if I'm going to play it ever. Maybe, definitely not anytime soon, because in my head I was like, Silent Hill's coming out, and I am ride or die for Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And then after that, who knows? Like what I'll play. Like I'm playing anything and everything at the moment. Like the shit I've been playing recently, it's so random. But I did find it funny that like there was this long protracted discussion of Amy's not here because she's playing Hollow Knight Silksong, and I was like, oh. My reputation is catching up with me here. I need to make one of those videos where I'm like, look, guys, it's time to come clean.
One of those apology videos that are deep down an apology.
Yeah, it was a good bit, it was a long bit, but it was just a bit. Don't at me, please. Thank you. Good night.
I'm now going to go back to Silent Hill.
I'm now going to go back to play Silent Hill, thanks.
Thank you and good night. I won't be taking any questions now. So long.
I'm gonna go and make my silly little internet videos now. Thank you. Bye. But yeah, it's just one of those genres that's never really appealed to me. Very much outside of like probably even just Hollow Knight. Like, I don't know if I've ever played another type of like Souls-ish 2D side scroller Metroidvania platformer that's like really vibed with me much. Like maybe it's Ender Lilies as well. Like was probably like the only other one. And again, it's not. Yeah. It's more just the vibes of the game than anything else.
That's fair. But Amy, everything's a Souls like these days, so you probably played it already without realizing it.
I don't need to play any more video games. I already did all the Souls games.
Yeah, you've done them all, so you don't need to do Silksong. Yeah, you played them all and everything, but no, I completely understand that and everything. Like, there's no doubt. Like the bit it went on for a while, just because they decided it was so much fun developing this game and everything. They've come out and said it was having so much fun. That's why we delayed it, or not talked about it forever and ever and whatnot.
If I hadn't have played the demo at EGX 2019, I don't think the bit would have gotten as out of hand as it did.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. You were saying it because of what you played in 2019.
I played this game 5 years ago. You know, I was like, it was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And because of how the opinion of Amy was from 2019, that's why it was delayed for so long, people. They had to make it bigger.
It was like I liked it well enough, but like I wasn't like I didn't find it amazing, but I wasn't going to. Like, yeah. It would be like playing Forza Motorsport, right? It would be like, it's fine, it's a good racing game, but like I was never going to find it amazing.
Yeah. I think the highest one the one we've had the most fun with was the last one, or Horizon 4, wasn't it?
The one where you kept crashing into me, and we got a lot of funny clips out of it. Whichever one the last one was,
yeah. That was all right and everything, but it's we all have genres that somehow like first person shooter. I don't consider a thing that I'm really a massive fan of, but there are some first person shooter games that I'm just like, yeah, that's fantastic. Borderlands 2, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege. And two of those are fucking hardcore fucking first person esports games.
Like I won't go on, like I do enjoy first person shooters, but I'm not going anywhere near Siege. Like
yeah. It's weird that I got into Siege.
It's way too intense for me.
Yeah. It is way weird how that I got into that game and everything. I think it's a friend of ours who really got into it as well. Kind of spurred me on to get into it as well, and I didn't. It's a game I will always treasure, but it's a game I will never replay. At all.
Been there, brother.
Yeah. Like that. It's like watching a movie that is basically, you can all say basically, it's absolutely fucking amazing, but it's traumatized me, and I'm probably never going to watch this again. It's Grave of the Fireflies. It's that.
I'm really glad I did that, and I'm really happy I had that experience. Now get the fucking thing away from me. I never want to see it again.
Yeah, I'm now disowning you. I'll say nothing but nice things about you, but I'm not going to say anything if I can. But I will avoid talking about you if I can. Type of thing, yeah.
For me, I think that the ultimate example of that for me is probably Persona 5, where it's like, really glad I did it, really glad I played it, really glad I finished it. Ain't no way in fucking hell I'm playing Persona 5 for another 120 hours. It's never happening again.
Okay. She's saving herself for Persona 6.
That's too much time. Do you know how many times I could play Silent Hill in that time? I could do the entire series twice.
Probably
more.
Yeah. Imagine how many speedruns you could do of Resident Evil 2.
I could actually get world record in 120 hours.
Pretty good.
Oh man. Anyway, let's do some cool things. Moody, what are your cool things?
I would too, if you will begrudge me.
I begrudgingly will listen to you.
Yes, begrudgingly listen to me, Amy. listen
Usually
to me. No, one is a film I'm gonna literally say, Amy, I think you would love this.
Oh no.
I truly believe this. No, it's not. It's not a giant CGI fest movie. Don't worry. No, I think this film is called Perfect Days, a film by Wim Wenders. Wenders.
It's on my list. Yeah.
And is stars Koji Yakusho, and it is about a man called Hariyama feels content with his life as a toilet cleaner in Tokyo. I see while I'm saying this, Amy has took off her headset while I'm talking.
I'm listening.
Are you really?
Yes. No, I have a funny story. I have a funny story about this.
Okay.
But please continue first.
Okay, thank you. Hariyama feels content with his life as a toilet cleaner in Tokyo. Outside of his structured routine, he cherishes music on cassette tapes, reads books, and takes photos. Throughout unexpected encounters, he reflects on finding beauty in the world. I've heard of this movie from a YouTube channel that I love, Broad in Japan. Chris Broad brought it up in one of his videos. And I was just like, I remember seeing the main actor, Koji Yakusho-san, from the TV show The Days on Netflix, what is about the Fukushima disaster, the power plant disaster that happened in 2011. He was the main person on that film. And I was in awe of his performance. I thought his performance was absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. Even from the subbed and dubbed part for it. But yeah, so I watched it and I was just absolutely transfixed throughout this entire movie. And I was just saying to myself and to my partner, because she watched it with me, this is all I want in my life. And now I don't mean to be a toilet cleaner, though, but it is to them and everything like that. To me, it's just a simple life. I just want to have a simple life in my life. I just want to do what I'm doing now, and that's be a QA developer. At an amazing company I'm at right now, to have a life with my partner, with my dog, or hopefully dogs if I have other dogs in the future, and just cherish the things I have in my life, cherish the people I have in my life, like you, Vitz, my family, my friends, and everything. Bulbasaur, of course, Bulbasaur. Who cannot forget about Bulbasaur? All
Me,
1,000 of them.
About Bulbasaur. I look at it every fucking week.
All 1,000 of them that I have in my room and everything. And it was just a poignant moment to myself where I was just like, this is just life. And this is all I want. And it was beautiful. It was breathtaking. It's a film, I'll say this, I don't think it's going to be for everybody. I truly believe it is something Amy would love. With how bad Vitz's opinions of movies are, like Superman, Jesus, what the hell?
Bro.
Perfect Days. He probably will not like. But he liked RRR, so his opinion could be all right. Who knows? But either way.
Is that right? Yeah.
I'm sure you saw my rant on about Superman.
I did. I ignored it.
Discord. Yeah, I know that. That's why I ignore some of your things.
That's fine.
But no, Perfect Days is one of those films where I will keep in my life forever and will go back to if I'm ever feeling this need, that warmth in my life. I have those movies in my life for that where I need to switch off and I need to have that reassurance, I guess you could say, in certain things. If that's humanity sometimes, if that's just to know that you're on the right journey, the right trajectory. And yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. It was a beautiful movie. Absolutely beautiful. One of my favorites. It's like up there.
Yeah. So I've heard of this film. Like it's on my it's on my list. And the last time I was in HMV, like I was looking through my list. And I was looking at films. Like I buy DVDs. I'm stuck in the early 2000s. What can I say? And I was like, oh, I'll buy this film because I've heard really good things about it. And I picked it up and I went to the counter and I bought it and I brought it home. Only that's not what I actually bought. I got it confused with another film that I heard great things about called Past Lives. I thought I was buying the film you were talking about, and I bought a different film instead.
I have not seen Past Lives. I've heard amazing things for that movie as well. So you're close. It's an Asian-inspired movie.
Like, I got confused and I bought the wrong film.
Oh, it begins with P. It must be that movie, Pacific Rim.
I own Pacific Rim already, so I wouldn't have made that mistake.
Yeah, Pacific Rim is glorious in all its own ways, but yeah.
I just think it's funny. Yeah. I thought it was funny you mentioned it, and I was like, I legit thought I bought this film like a few weeks ago and didn't.
Yeah, but if you get a chance to go out and buy it, it is a movie that is completely right up your alley. It's I loved it. I absolutely adored it.
Especially with that recommendation, for sure.
There was just parts of it I was just like, why the fuck am I getting emotional right now? It's literally a Japanese slice of life movie.
Cool.
That's all it is, and it was breathtaking, absolutely gorgeous. Go and check it out when you get a chance, people, and let me know what you think of it and whatnot. It's absolutely gorgeous. Final thing, because I have to do this. Of course, I have to do this. To my Navi people out there, we are singing great tonight as Disney, after all of their stupidity over this last week and a half, and they're trying to get fans back by dropping a Grogu and Mandalorian trailer, but also went, yo, Moody, we know what you like. You're going to keep your description? No, I deleted it. So, anyway, thank you for the new Avatar Fire and Ash trailer, Disney. I will thank you for that. My way, Navi. Oh, I see you, Navi. I see you. Absolutely gorgeous. I am a absolute fucking mark for this franchise. I loved the first one. I loved the second one. Scared off someone after reviewing the second one. So much so we haven't heard from him. He may not be with us anymore. Who knows? He may have gone to the Force. Haven't spoken to him. Anyway. I am joking when I say that, okay? Please come back, Medforce. But anyway, absolutely gorgeous. Got more backstory on the main villain and everything. Seeing what's going to happen with Crouch throughout that movie, Quaritch, should I say, throughout the movie, and just seeing, and all I has to say, Turok fucking Maktor motherfuckers is back in the house. Oh yes, I loved seeing that giant fucking orange, red, flaming Iron Man fucking colors, giant dinosaur flying Navi bird. Absolutely gorgeous. I was so happy to see that motherfucker back. I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna eat good this fucking December. Oh yes, yes. New Avatar Fire and Ash trailer. Gorgeous people. Go and check it out. Except Amy, she won't see the movie. And Vitz, I don't think he'll see the movie either. He doesn't know what good movies are. He likes Superman. People like, come on,
right? Yeah.
He also like Fantastic Four. That weren't even good either.
Never seen it. Actually, that's not true. I saw the post-credit sequence because when
that claims I've seen the movie. I've seen the post-credit scene. I've seen the movie.
when I went to see Superman, they let us in to the theater. I guess they let us into the screen early, and the post-credit sequence from Fantastic Four started playing. So I've seen that.
Come into the right theater here.
So I've seen that part.
The nothing part. I'll say that Vanessa Kirby, she is the best thing about the movie. Vanessa Kirby, she's gorgeous in the movie.
Not on my list, but.
You will not like it. No, I'll say that right now. You're not into the Marvel movies at all right now. It's completely lost you, and this one will not bring you back. And it's not really that great either. It's fine.
Fair enough. Cool. My cool things this week. It's just one thing. The game that I played, this week. So I wanted to, because I knew Silent Hill F was coming out, and I was going to play it because I knew I'm a Silent Hill sicko. And I was like, but I felt the need to play something. And I was like, cool. It has to be something I can finish quickly. It has to be something that is like low impact on my brain because I was having a time this week. And I was like, I just need to chill. So I played the A and B scenarios of Resident Evil 2. which is very funny that you brought that up 5 minutes ago as a joke, because I literally did play Resident Evil 2, 1998 version on my PS3. I was like, I saw it installed, and I just went, yeah, let's go for it. Like, I didn't intend to even finish it. It was just like, I'm just gonna play it, and then I realized it turns out I can complete the game really fast.
Yeah, they aren't that long. If you know what to do, they ain't that long.
When I know what to do, I haven't played Resident Evil 2 since I streamed it before lockdown. Like, nice. I streamed it before lockdown. The original Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, I just want to confirm that.
Yeah, I haven't played it since before lockdown, and I was shocked to realize that I remember every puzzle solution in the game. And I'm not just talking about you push the statues so they face each other, like the easy stuff. I'm talking about, like, I got to the safe in the office, 2236. I got to the generator in the basement, up, down, up, up, down. I was just like, where the fuck is all this knowledge coming from? Why can I remember this stuff and not, like, important things in my life? Like, I forgot this morning that I had a phone appointment from the doctors and was surprised when they called me, even though, like, it was an appointment that was set up in advance. But, like, I can still do all of the Resident Evil 2 puzzles without looking up a guide. As soon as I see them, I'm like, cool, I know what to do. I know exactly what the combination is. I know what buttons to push. You know, you do the lantern puzzle, it's middle, right, left.
Yeah.
And then Mr. X punches his way through the wall.
Exactly. As he should do.
But yeah, no, so I did Leon A, I did Claire B, and I was like, cool. And I finished it last night, and I was like, cool, just in time for Silent Hill. Crazy amount of knowledge I have of that game. A ranking on both.
Yeah. If it ain't A, then after you played it properly, if you did.
I did it really fast, and I didn't use any first aid sprays.
Some might say she's a gamer, people.
I'm like, oh, I'm gaming.
Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like, yeah, those old school games, like, they did an incredible job remaking them. Like, Remake 2 was really, really great. It was like we both shouted out and gave it some praise like hell. But there's nothing like better than the old school at the same time. Like, yeah, that's why I don't think I properly clicked with, I know, different genre, different franchise here with, like, the Final Fantasy VII remakes. Like, the original is nothing but goated. It is an amazing game. And I just haven't enjoyed what they've done with the remakes and everything. But that doesn't take away from the original, the goated game. So that's what I love about it.
It's still there. It's there. I'm pointing at it. It's there.
I have it somewhere behind it.
I can just throw the discs into my PS3 and play it whenever I want. That
still baffles me that I know,
right?
That you could play PS1 games on the PS3. I never knew. I didn't. I was always told that no, you can't play backwards compatibility. So I just assumed that means PS2 and PS1, and I was annoyed by it unless I got the big chunky boy. The first chunky version of the bloody thing and everything.
Don't talk to me about that version of the PS3, all
right? Sorry.
It's going to be a long time before that's not a sore subject. No, but to be fair though, I gave up on. So I did I tell the story on the podcast that I bought it and it was faulty? I think I told that part. I don't know if I told the second part where they shipped in another one from another store. And then I got that one home, and that one was also faulty.
Yeah, I think you told the first story, but I don't think you told the second.
Yeah,
part,
so the second one was also faulty. Immediately, like, I pushed the button and it did the thing and beeped and the red light started flashing. I was like, come on. Like, no one tested it to make sure it worked, given that this was a replacement for a faulty unit. So I took it back, and they were like, look, we're just going to refund you. And I was like, fine. And then, because they refunded the first one onto a voucher because it was an exchange, they were like, we'll give you a voucher. And I was like, absolutely fucking not. Like, I want money. But it was fine. They, like, this isn't like, I got in an argument with them drama story. It was just like, yeah, I got the money back. And then I reinvested it into other video games. Like, it was weirdly freeing where it's like, normally, like, and you've seen me, like, when we went to that shop in Scotland where it's like, I'll and R and be like, should I spend this much on it? Is it worth this much? Like, blah, blah, blah. It's weirdly freeing to have like to be given this money back, and then just going, oh yeah, well I guess I could just spend like 50 quid on a game. You know what I mean? Like, so I reinvested it in some of my more like higher like tier like wants of like video games.
I won't lie, in that shop she was humming and fucking ahhing like forever. I already purchased my shit and she was still humming and fucking ahhing.
You weren't bored. Like,
I was not bored, that's true. The thing is, that shop's now bigger.
Like,
it's bigger, hear me. And they're teasing me. I'm just like, you motherfuckers.
Like, I probably would have made quicker decisions if I felt like I was holding you up. But like, you were happy and looking at all the other stuff, so it was fine. Like, I'm definitely like sensitive to the people around me when I'm shopping. Like, but yeah, I was just like, I was weighing some shit up, and they had a lot of games I wanted. That was part of the problem.
They had a lot of games. Like,
they had more than I could afford. I think that was part of the problem.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt. Yeah, we'll go back.
And I'm not just talking about the copy of Castlevania Symphony of the Night for £500 that they had behind the counter. Whereas, like, would love. No. I'm sitting on this podcast being like, £80 games? I don't think so, but I'll take that one for 500. Thank you.
£80 games? Nah. 500 games?
I'll take that 30-year-old game that I already owned on Xbox, so I guess I can't actually play it anymore.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to buy the £500 version. Speaking of old games, let's do the Words About Games podcast. What we're here for.
It's what we're here for, apparently so, yeah.
I am going to kick things off. I don't think I've kicked things off for a while, for a good long while.
Yeah, I didn't want to go first.
No, that's fine. I didn't want you to go first.
Thank you.
You made the right call. With my topic that I decided we could have a little bit of fun with, our top 5 game consoles. I guess of all time. Goes without saying.
Is these consoles or can handheld be added into
our
this?
top 5 PlayStation consoles. Anything. Like the only thing I've like barred for myself is PC. That's why I called it console specifically when I pitched it in the Discord chat, because I was like, it's too easy. PC is too easy because it's an obvious, like, yeah, of course it's one of them.
It's not a console. PC's not a console.
That's why I specifically said console, not platform. But yeah, handheld consoles count. Of course they do.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's what to make sure.
It was literally just to exclude PC. That's
yeah. Fuck PC. Even though I'm using the PC.
Right now. I love PC. That's the point. It's just like it's a boring pick, but it would obviously be on there.
It is a very boring pick, isn't it?
It really is. It's the obvious one.
It's the obvious one because it can basically play anything that you want if you have the hardware and everything like that. But
it's
overall,
got emulation, it's got the older games, it's, all the stuff you can get from GOG, and it's the perfect machine.
But it's boring at the same time.
But it's the boring
perfect
pick.
machine, but it's the boring one as well. How funny is that?
It's the boring pick in this equation because it's the everything machine. It doesn't have personality, right? Like, whereas like any console that we pick, there's quirks to it. There's reasons. There's like a personality like to it. You know what I mean? Whereas like PC, it's like it does everything. So that's
it's literally is the all-in-one that Xbox One wanted to be.
Xbox wishes it was a PC.
It wishes it was. Yeah, no doubt. But no, I'll let you go first.
Sure. I don't know. I decided I'm not gonna do the number 5 and like count up. Like I'm just gonna start from the top. My top game console is the PS1, which is probably obvious if you know me. It's the console that got me into games. Like I had consoles before I had a PS1. I had like Master System, Mega Drive. I had an Amstrad. I don't know if that's a console or not, but I had one. But the PS1 was like the one that blew my mind in terms of like, oh, games can be this, like in the beginning, maybe not, because I was kind of constricted. It's that old thing of being a kid and being constricted by what your parents buy you, and not really having an understanding to be able to ask for the things that you don't know exist, right? So like you start off, you get like whatever's popular. Whatever's cheap, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm getting these games and they're fine, there's nothing wrong with them, like Mortal Kombat, it's fine, but I'm not a fighting game person. And then it was like that 1-2 of buying Final Fantasy VII, having absolutely no idea what it was, except that it was one of the platinum games, so it was 20 quid. And just like picking it up, looking at the back of the box and going, that sounds interesting. Like that was my first reaction to Final Fantasy VII was, that sounds interesting. And then like seeing in whatever fucking PlayStation magazine, like previews of Resident Evil 2 and just being obsessed with like looking at the screenshots until and I got that the day it came out, thanks to my mom buying it, even though I don't think I was old enough to actually buy it. But like those two things were like quick succession, and it was like, that's a hell of a 1-2 punch. I mean, I played Resident Evil 2 this week, so I think it holds up. But like the whole library, like diving into like all of these different cool games that I really enjoy, like going into like the survival horror stuff where it's like the other Resident Evil games, things like Silent Hill 1. And then like going in the other direction with the RPGs and playing things like Grandia or Alundra, and just like it felt infinite in a way, like where it's just like there's always going to be something amazing that I'm going to be able to find, because the library was so good, but also it was that time where it was like we didn't know everything that was coming out, right? Like now it's like we know most games that are coming out. I would say like very, very little actually surprises. And it's like it's like the story of Final Fantasy VII of just going to a shop and picking up a game. and it's like the most famous fucking video game of all time, but having no idea what it is and just being like, yeah, that does sound pretty cool based on the small blurb on the back of the box. Let me give this a try. Oh, it's one of my favorite games ever. Who could have seen this coming?
Yeah, no doubt. PS1 is a goated console. There's no doubt about it. It came out at a time that was just blew up like crazy. Like for the amount of type of games that they had for it, it's just like the ones you just wrapped off for their own is just absolutely incredible. They're like, but then you throw in like for the Metal Gear Solid, for God's sakes, like that was like one of the goated ones there. Like picking the SmackDown games were massive for me when I was a kid, because I was a massive wrestling fan when I was a kid and everything. So like I really enjoyed them, and like you throw in the racing games, the fighting games, and everything they threw in. They had the variety of genres that you had in those days is completely shrunk that you see these days, where it's nothing anymore, which is a real shame and everything. So like so like when everybody's like going back, like I get why people get annoyed with nostalgia, but I also see why like a lot of companies are leaning into nostalgia right now, because nostalgia, people are going back to play those old games. Like you just said yourself, you just played Resident Evil 2, the old version, the original version this week and everything. Like heck, like I played Metal Gear Solid the 3 remake, the Delta one that just came out, because it's Metal Gear. It's like it's a game I know I loved and everything, so it's like it was goated for it. So like you're seeing a lot of nostalgia from the PS1 era and more, and other consoles that I'm sure we'll talk about and everything. Yeah. It's I
think it's just
PS1 was goated
as well. Like because obviously like Resident Evil 2, like it's a game I love. I've played it 100 times. But like I mean, earlier this year I played Parasite Eve for the first time, like for the very first time, and absolutely loved it. Not just as sort of like a nostalgia thing, but like as a brand new game. Like I'd never played Parasite Eve before. And like I played like I've played a bunch of the games like that. Like I played Panzer Dragoon Saga for the very first time, and like I'm going into it with absolutely no nostalgia for that game or the series that it comes from, just purely based on the fact that I've heard about this game. It sounds really cool. Let me have a go at it. Oh, it's fantastic. that's amazing. And like just on its own merits. Like, yeah, like sometimes like it's nostalgia bait and stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna say like I don't have nostalgia goggles on when I'm like sitting here going, I replayed Resident Evil 2 and it was fantastic. Like there is a bit of that, but it then just holds up really well as a game as well. And I think there's a lot of that with the PS1 library, in terms of they just hold up really well as games if you are willing to meet them where they live, because obviously technology moves along, game like the types of games that are being made moves along, and they're different, you know what I mean? They're very different types of experiences. Even just playing like a first person shooter on a PS1 is completely different to playing a first person shooter on a PS5.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. Technology's moved a long way and everything like that, in a good way or a bad way. It's 50-50, I think, sometimes when it comes to that. But no, yeah, it's PS1, one of the GOATed consoles out there, no doubt about it. It's one of the best consoles ever and had one of the best libraries ever. So, no doubt. For me, I'm gonna go simply. I'll mix this together basically, if this is okay with you, because they're basically the same console, and that is the DS era of the Nintendo handhelds, and that's basically when I mean that, I mean 2DS and the 3DS. They're basically the same thing. They just decided, yo, Avatar made 3D awesome. That means 3D is now important for us, type of thing. Avatar, I mean, I love you, but seriously,
I will say. The 3DS was probably the best implementation of 3D like I came across personally.
Still wasn't great though on the handheld.
No, it wasn't, but it was probably
I never
the best.
Used it.
It was probably the best.
I've got a really clean 3DS, thankfully, from the Forbidden Worlds.
Forgotten Worlds.
Forgotten Worlds, thank you for where we got that from, and it's gorgeous and clean. I haven't touched the 3D part of it at all, but no. Anyway, yeah, those consoles, those handhelds are just absolutely incredible with the games and everything. But freaking just for like for me alone, like you throw in just like the entire Pokemon games from the DS all the way up to the 3DS part are absolutely incredible games. You throw in all the bloody Final Fantasies that's on there, the bloody you got Chrono Trigger on there, like all these old, again, nostalgia, like, you know, that like they've been able to get them onto these small devices and be able to play incredibly well. And there's like, you got all the Nintendo games, Mario games, the carts and everything like that on there. There's just an incredible library behind that and everything for Nintendo. And obviously there's a reason why it is one of the best selling handhelds all time, I believe. The DS console, the DS handhelds and everything. So yeah, it's a absolutely incredible handheld. Handheld that I don't think Nintendo's always been ahead of the curve when it comes to handhelds, even if they milk it like crazy. They always back it up with amazing games and everything. So you can't ask for much more.
The DS was is the second best selling console of all time, period. And 3DS is further down.
Yeah.
Just behind the PSP.
Shorter life. Yeah, shorter life. But yeah.
Yeah, 5 million behind PS5. There you go.
What, the 3DS?
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually impressive.
Yeah, they sell a lot. They sell a lot, like Nintendo handhelds. Like for as much as I never got into handhelds, like they sold a lot. So you know, hard to begrudge them that, right? Yeah, like I can't really add to that because I never really had one. Like, I think I played like 2 games total on a DS, and they were both Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
Funnily enough,
know what you like, Amy.
I do. Like, I was a game reviewer for a while, and I had to play things I didn't like. But you know what? Like, stick to what you like. You can't go wrong. Even though I wouldn't necessarily say either of those DS Resident Evil games were particularly good. They were Resident Evil, so what you gonna do? For my second one, I'm gonna go Xbox 360. I think, like, it's the second. Like, I have 2 obvious, like, favorite consoles, and that's and I think Xbox 360 is the second one, because I got so much out of the 360, like, in general. I didn't even, like, I remember getting it, like, I didn't even have any intentions of buying it myself. Like, Halo 3 came out, And I was like, cool, I can't really afford this right now. So I'm just gonna have to wait on it. And then it was when I was working away from home, and I'd been away in Liverpool all week, and then I come back home, and I was walking to pick my partner up from work, my partner at the time up from work, because it was like I get back, I pick her up, we go get some food, and then we would go home. It was like a Friday night ritual, and I walked into the place where she worked, and someone came up to me and went, "You've got the coolest girlfriend ever," and I didn't even question it. I was just like, "Thanks, man, I know." like it was completely unprompted, and then like she came upstairs and she had this massive bag. It had an Xbox 360 in it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" You bought an Xbox 360? Yeah, we bought an Xbox 360, and like there was just so much to love on that platform for me, like from Halo onwards. Like I'm talking about like, and what's funny is like I never liked Forza and I never liked Gears, so like most of the big heavy hitting franchises for me just weren't a thing. Like I did not like play them. But then I'm thinking like the things that I remember from that console, like Left 4 Dead was a big one. That was where I played Rock Band 3, and then like the weird shit that was coming out of Japan, like which did exist on Xbox 360. I know there's a bit of historical revisionism that says like Japanese games didn't come on Xbox. They did. A lot of them did. And I'm thinking like Lost Odyssey, Deadly Premonition, Shadows of the Damned, Lollipop Chainsaw, which I just remembered recently that it was a Japanese game made by Grasshopper Manufacture, but like it was also written by James Gunn. Like, and it just totally threw me off where I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing. Like back before James Gunn did like Marvel and Superman and all that stuff. Like, yeah, he wrote this game called Lollipop Chainsaw. This really weird game. I like that it had backwards compatibility with a lot of original Xbox games by just like putting a disc in the tray. It was also like my first introduction to like digital gaming, like where it was like, you know, you like indie developers were releasing these smaller games on the Xbox Live Arcade. So like it was picking up things like Bastion, for example, which was like, I don't know what this is, but it's only 800 points on the Xbox store. Why the fuck not? And then it turns out it's a fucking fantastic game. And it was also like, not just from a library perspective, it was also like a way for me to keep in touch with my friends back home at a time when I lived away from them and couldn't see them very often. And, you know, you just jump on Xbox Live and sometimes just chat like, you know, like you and I are doing right now. Sometimes you play a game, sometimes you wouldn't. So I have a lot of room in my heart for it, just for it being that as well as being just a really great console. I did have to have 3 of them because of the Red Ring of Death, but apart from that, great console.
Yeah, this is where I have a missing gap, basically. I did get a 360 eventually, but like my the catching up on the games and everything like that was just never going to happen and whatnot. Like I know of the history of obviously the Xbox 360 and what it like brought to the table and basically revolutionized a lot of things of what's happening in gaming now and everything for them. But it's a console that I never really fell in love with personally. On me, I can always appreciate the games that excuse me, sorry there. I can always appreciate the games and whatnot, like how they got they kickstarted Mass Effect for and everything, which was one of my favorite franchises and everything.
Dead Space trilogy, the Mass Effect trilogy, like Red Dead Redemption, like it was the console that introduced me to Dragon Age, like
yeah, it had some hitters. There's no doubt about that for it, and and it'll always be legendary. And there's no doubt about it. And hopefully one day they'll recapture that essence of the 360 era and whatnot. I sadly don't hold out hope for that, but either way, we'll see what happens for that in the future for that. But 360, no doubt, is a legendary console and deserves all praise. Deserves the praise for brought to the industry and everything. So, for me, it is the thing that I would say that I've stated before brought me back, and that's the PS4. PS4. I absolutely loved and adored that console. And even though I had like a lot, like half on like Xbox One and half on PS4, and I think overall I fell back to my PS4 for it. And yeah, the PS4 was just a console that I absolutely adored. I thought the games that they brought out were absolutely incredible. I think standalone, like just for the exclusives alone, were absolutely incredible, and banger after banger after banger for a lot of the games and everything. And it was just one of those things that just brought me back. Like even though it is marketing and everything like that, and they meant to like bring you back in and everything, the marketing for the PS4 was absolutely genius at the beginning. It brought me back in. It made me like for the players, for the gamers or whatever it was.
Here's how to share a game.
Yeah.
Chronicles of Riddick for Xbox 360, just in case.
Yeah, it's like they said everything right. What consumers want to hear. Like, consumers are very simple people. We are very simple people, but we can easily be pissed off at the same time. And they didn't piss us off on the PS4, how everything was happening with the lead up for the PS4. Oh, well, it helped that Xbox were burning we're basically throwing gasoline on a fire, basically, for the Xbox One.
Because that was the era of, like, all of the people, like, we knew from, like, PlayStation, like Sean Layden and Gio Corsi and everybody. Do you think they were all just sat around in a boardroom going, like, we don't even have to do anything?
Yeah, no doubt about it. All we have to say, it's for the players or something like that, which it was. It brought people back because everything sounded so anti-consumer on the Xbox One end that PlayStation just coming out and having a tag saying, for the players, was just like, they're for us. It was simple.
All we have to say is this thing is going to cost £349 and it's game over.
yeah, it really, really was. And it won't be always online and the whole shebang. Like I have that saved on my YouTube. It's one of my favorite things to watch sometimes. It was an incredible thing. And with the games that backed it up throughout most of its life cycle. Did it fall apart with some of the stupid things they decided to do on certain things? Yeah, no doubt about it, which they carried into the PS5 era and everything. But the PS4 is a goated console and is one of my favorite things out there. Yes, could it sometimes want to fly like a jet? Yes, it did. But it flew very high, indeed.
Yeah. I'm going to say that on that note for my previous pick, I'm very thankful that you have the option to install games on the Xbox 360. It's much quieter, and I appreciate that feature.
No doubt.
But yeah, no, I like the PS4 marketing in the early days. I thought it was exactly what you needed after Xbox One's stuff, and I like the PS4. Like, it's a very, like, I built up a good library of PS4 games, and I think the only reason it gets superseded in my head is just because I can play them on my PS5. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can load up just about anything from the PS4 on my PS5, and I love that about the PS5 as well. Like, you know, I have PS4 games, and I can just put it in and go, and play this. Like,
yeah, no,
not
doubt
even
about
like
it.
boosted or patched or whatever. Just it's easier. It's easier to have one machine plugged into your TV than two.
And let's just be frank, that's how it should be. We should be able just to carry our games over to the next console and everything like that and whatnot. And hopefully,
I agree.
Yeah, it will continue and everything. But yeah, PS4 goated console for the players.
For the players. For me and Moody. Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
I remember that. Sorry, I remember one trailer. I remember one trailer leading up to the release of the console, and it was a guy. It was basically all one cut, and he's just walking in, and you're seeing all this explosions and all the characters and everything, and he just jumps and he runs and does a body slam onto another character, and I was just like, this is epic, and I don't know why. This console's going to have none of this on it, but it's epic.
Yeah, this console's launching with Killzone Shadowfall. Like, it's not going to be this good, but...
Resogun was a goated game.
Resogun was a great game. No, my anecdote was, like, I got a PS1, and then, like, throughout the rest of the generations... Like, PS4 was like my coming back to Sony. Like,
yeah,
I didn't get a PlayStation after the PS1 until the PS4. Like it was the PS4 that like brought me back in.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get an Xbox One as well. Like it wasn't like I like completely like switched teams or whatever. But yeah, no. They must have been doing something right. I still have I still have my badge somewhere. About playing it because I played it at the Eurogamer Expo before it came out. It was like the first time anyone in the UK could play the PS4, and they gave you a badge. I don't know where it is, but I might try to dig it out.
The thing is about it, I did kind of switch, which is weird when I'm praising nothing but the PS4 to the Xbox One, but I think it's more just because of the ecosystem that I was a part of back then. Nothing wrong with the ecosystem. I love them, and they're amazing people and everything, and we had some amazing gaming time and everything. But I stand by that I've always hated the Xbox controller. I don't like it. I don't like the feel of it. I never have. I know everyone's like, it's the greatest controller, if blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, this thing is shit. I don't have one, but if I had one, it's shit. I've never enjoyed it. I won't deny PS3 controller. Not that great.
I have a PS3 controller. Is that close enough?
Yeah. Well, that's not great either. But PS4 controller, I absolutely adored and everything, and felt, and then they've made it a goat. The DualSense on
game
the PS5 is game of the year. It was game of the year in 2020. Who freaking knew a controller was going to be game of the year in 2020? But yeah, it was a good. Yeah. But then I went back to PlayStation, and I haven't looked back, and I don't think I'm ever going to go back.
Yeah,
I can't see myself going back to Xbox at all. So
it was to the eternal dismay of because I was co-hosting my Xbox and Me during that the PS4 Xbox One generation, and it was to the eternal. I'm sure it pissed him off no end that I played most of my games on PS4. Like I played multiplayer games on Xbox because that's what everybody had. So like, when I was going on the podcast and it was like, what have you been playing, Overwatch? Because it's all I've been playing on Xbox. But like I was like gaming on my PS4 to the point that when we started doing video reviews, it became a problem.
Understandable, because you saw the PlayStation terminology on the video game.
I want to throw out there that like I did like eventually like start like playing some games on Xbox One when I was going to review them on the My Xbox and Me channel. I do want to shout out one of the peaks of my creativity was the South Park The Fractured Butthole review that's on the My Xbox and Me channel, because all of the footage that's in that video was from the PS4 version, and I managed to edit around all of the PlayStation glyphs.
Yeah, you said this before, yeah.
Like, it was one of my greatest achievements of creativity. I was like, I don't have any Xbox footage. What do I do? And I was like, let me just get creative in Adobe. It took a lot longer to edit that video than most of my other ones.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I can understand that.
But
oh shit! There's a terminology there. There's the PlayStation terminology. Get rid of that.
Yep. Considering like every time you input a move in the combat, the buttons came up on the screen. It was very difficult, but I did it.
I'm gonna go back, find that video, and we'll say that's a PlayStation game. That's PlayStation footage,
and it's true. But you know what? I don't work there anymore. It's not my problem. Also, I've changed my name and entire identity since then, so no one will know.
Oh shit! Oh god! I'm like, who the fuck is
this guy? Yeah,
this asshole. Jesus,
I know what a dick.
That person was a dick.
You thought Assassin's Creed Origins was a 7 out of 10.
Exactly,
Fire
and a 7 out of 10 for the Sonic game as well. Like fucking hell,
it's a fun game. It was fun. I had fun. I didn't expect anything else out of it but fun. And I got that.
We got on a bit of tangents there, but yeah, PS4, great console, go check it out.
That's the secret. That's why I come up with these specific topics, because they just inspire amazing conversations.
I won't lie. This is prelude for next week if Vitz is here. Don't know if Daddy's here or anything like that for that one. We'll find out next week. But I truly believe, a goated topic next week.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. We're gonna do something a bit unusual. we're about halfway through the podcast, so I want to take the halftime break now. And then we'll do a quick indie game of the week, and then we'll get back into the rest of this topic after that, and then do the other topic, and then podcast as usual. Sound cool?
And if we miss my topic altogether, who gives a fuck?
I'm not going to lie. I was walking to Keith's earlier today.
And then you saw my saying that changed my mind.
And in public, in broad daylight, walking down the street, I saw your message, and I went, no! And there was a man doing yard work, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I shrugged. And I kept walking.
I didn't want to keep calling people stupid throughout the entire episode, because that's what would have happened.
It's fine. It was a momentary reaction, and I was like, actually, yeah, sure, we can talk about this. It's fine. But like, there was that knee-jerk reaction where I screamed no like Darth Vader in public.
No!
No!
Why, Padme? Why?
All right, we'll do a quick halftime break. Enjoy listening to Vitz's voice and song and music for the next 40 seconds or so. Peace.
What's good, everyone? I'm Vitz Patel. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, let's go.
It's time for Vitz No Pop Stars, the video game and pop culture game show. Life is a platformers beyond. Enter your state of flow.
Catch Season 2 of Pixel Pop Stars on Twitch and YouTube at Vitz Patel.
And we're back. How's it going? Do you have a nice time there listening to Vitz? Vitz isn't here right now, but it's the only mid-read ad we've got for now. Foreshadowing.
For now.
Anyway, you know what's cool, Moody? Indie games. Let's talk about an indie game. This is Indie Game of the Week. This is the thing we do every week where we talk about a cool-looking, upcoming indie game that we think looks cool. We think you should check it out. We think you should even wishlist it. If you like indie games, scroll down to the description of wherever you're choosing to listen to and or watch this podcast, and you can find the link to our Steam Curator page, which has every single indie game of the week we've ever done in one gigantic list. That's well over 150 indie games at this point. Like, if you're sitting out there right now, and I don't know how this is possible given all the games that have come out in the last couple of weeks, but if you're out there right now going, man, I just don't know what to play, like, I've got nothing to play, it's like, click that link. There's so many games on there. One of them's bound to be for you. Like, we hop genres a lot in Indie Game of the Week. But yeah, you can check that out, and you can check this week's Indie Game of the Week out. It's called Another Pint, which is a management game set in a medieval low fantasy world where you get to build and run your own tavern. Make choices that shape every part of the experience, from the way you build a tavern, to the drinks you serve in it, to the people you meet and the relationships you develop. Then watch the game respond and adapt as you play. No idea where I saw this game, but it's in my notes app on my phone. And it's got 3 exclamation points after it. So, so at the time, and now, to be fair, I was like, yes, this is something I have to absolutely, like, give a shout out to. I like the mature content description at the bottom. This game may contain content not appropriate for all ages, use of alcohol. I mean, I hope so.
Nice.
It sounds like it's gonna have some alcohol in it. But yeah, it's a management game. Run a tavern. Get into the nitty gritty of running the tavern. But like with the twist of like having regulars, talking to them, building relationships with them. Also has like quests. There's like an exploration structure to it where it's like you can go out and explore and find new ingredients for like drinks that you can then make at the tavern, but also like do quests for people as well. So, you know, it's got a lot of different things in there. I like the look of it. So I thought you might too, so I decided to include it in Indie Game of the Week.
Yay.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
That is
I
very
bring
nice.
you games. I bring you games every week.
You do bring us games. You didn't last week.
I
But
wasn't
anyway,
here
you
last
do bring us games. That's not my fault. But Vitz did recommend a game last week that he played and everything like that.
It did, yes.
So that was our indie game, basically.
You just got to roll with it sometimes.
You just got to roll with it, no doubt about it. But no, yeah, it's indie games are awesome, people. Go and check them out.
Hell yeah. Go click on that link down in the description. Check out our Steam Curator page. Check out this week's Indie Game of the Week. If you like the look of it or any game on our Steam Curator page, hit that wishlist button. It really helps the developers and it really helps you because you get an email every time. You get an email when the game comes out and you get an email every time the game goes on sale. So you don't even have to remember it exists. It can just be a nice surprise for you in your inbox someday.
And who doesn't like a nice surprise? Like me this morning, I got a nice surprise when Avatar Trailer 2 came out. I was so surprised that I did a giant orgasm. It was all good.
Good God.
Good God, indeed.
Good God. I got a nice surprise this morning.
That's what I said, was good God.
Good God, good God, good God, good God. Good God.
Good God.
Good God.
A little higher, but okay.
Like a zero afterwards.
I felt like I needed to light one up.
Stand in front of your computer. So now that we've
satisfied,
now that we've put that image in your head, let's continue talking about our top 5 favorite video game consoles of all time. I believe it's my turn to go, and I've given my 2 goats, and now we're into like the next
Not
tier
so
down.
good.
Like we've gone from the S tier, we're now in the A tier. Still great, still really great, but like not an all-time favorite. And I'm gonna go next to the PS2, which, as alluded to earlier in the podcast, like it's not something I wasn't like when the PS2 was like the new thing. I didn't have one. It was something I got into later. But back in the old days, this one's for the kids right now. Back in the old days, like video game consoles got cheaper as time went on, which I know, like, you know, will blow your mind in modern times. But like as new generations of consoles came out, the old generations of consoles became really affordable, and so did all of the games. And so towards the end of that PS2 generation, I picked up a really cheap PS2, picked up a bunch of cheap games from Granger Games.
Oh God. Wow.
Yep. And like just had a blast playing a bunch of games that I missed. I'm talking like not Parasite Eve. Like that was when I got into the Project Zero series, for example. But I think what makes the PS2 a really great platform for me, like obviously, like, you know, there's the Silent Hills, there's the Project Zeros, there's like Persona 3 and 4, or maybe just 3. I can't remember. I think it's both. Like the Persona games, like there was a lot of great games on the platform, but I think the PS2 generation, but specifically the PS2 itself, was like, it was what I would call peak experimentation hours. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of really fucking wild games on that system. Like, yeah. There's a lot of really wild concepts. And I think that spirit lives on today in the indie space, for sure. But, like, you're talking, like, for the time, big budget games that were just taking massive fucking swings. Like Coral Q, which is like, it's a car racing game, but it's also an RPG. Like, and it's just like, even a lot of games that I would consider not great had ideas. You know what I mean? Like there was ideas in there that make them interesting. Like, and it's where a lot of games came out, which like would in turn inspire games going forward. Like Gears of War invented the cover system, even though they actually like were inspired themselves by a PS2 game called Kill Switch, which was inspired by a PS2 game called Operation Winback. And it's like, those first 2 games aren't amazing, but the fact that they had these weird, for the time, like weird new mechanics in them, where it's like you can take cover while you're shooting in the third person shooter, it's like there's a lot of games like that I'm discovering now, and I discovered then, where it's just like, oh, like even like the mid-tier, even like what I would call mid-tier games, there's just like so many interesting ones, and not all of them cost like £500 to buy this day and age, because holy shit.
Now.
Yeah, they do now. Yeah, well, Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, there's so many cool experiences on it that are just really weird and really out there. And like, I think like that's always been the case, but I think like with the PS2, specifically, I think that's where it hit its peak in the big budget game space.
There's no doubt about it. The PS2, I'll disagree on like what you're saying. It's an 8. I think it's an ST still. I think it's goated. I think it's an incredible console. First, I think it's pretty much everyone's first DVD player. For the most part, I think it was like one of the best selling DVD players of all time.
Mine was definitely the original Xbox, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Well, yeah. PS2 came out before the original Xbox.
It did. Yeah. It's just I'm pretty sure I remember watching DVDs on my Xbox, but yes, I see.
Yeah, sure. No, but yeah, one of my some of my favorite games are like PS2. Like a lot of them are like ones that migrated from like the best thing that was PS2 was also its backwards compatibility with the PS1, which was just absolutely incredible. And the reskews that they did for this game, the remodeling, like I remember when they took it down to that thin, I was like, how the fuck have you gone from that to that? Like, that's impressive. And you're still backwards compatible? What the living Christ have you gone on here? And then they just went down to a giant brick for the PS3, and everyone's like, wait, you went down to here and now you're there again. But either way,
gotta get that emotion engine. It's big.
But no, yeah, PS2, like just two of my games alone for me are just like not Xbox, Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty. I absolutely love that game. Metal Gear Solid 2, yeah, Sons of Liberty. Incredible game. I loved it. To this day, I still love it. And one of my favorite Final Fantasy X. Like, I love 10 so much. It's absolutely incredible with amazing characters, and like there's so many other great, incredible games on that console and everything. And it was just it did what consoles should do. It just enhanced what was on from the 1 to the 2, where they just basically went, here, it's backwards compatible. We are a DVD player as well, where you can watch DVDs for yourself. We're the cheapest one out there compared to what they were at the time, DVD players alone. And yeah, and you can get incredible games like Silent Hill 2, the Silent Hill franchise is there, and Project Zero, what Amy's got there and whatnot. Yeah, they were absolutely incredible games. Yes, there's a lot of jank. I think it's fair to say there's a lot of jank on PS1 as well. But
these two games are worth nearly as much as a Nintendo Switch 2.
Fucking hell, Amy.
These aren't current day purchases. These are from like 2006.
yeah, thank God for that.
I bought them when they were like a tenner each.
But no, it's it is just. It's an incredible console at PS2. It's absolutely fantastic. It was going to be on my list as well, PS2,
sure.
For it. And yeah, I absolutely loved and adored it.
Yeah, it's just like I say, like it's one I didn't get to initially. It's one I got to later. But definitely
that's fair.
Yeah, great. Like I love the weirdness. Give me the weird games, like, and also you've got also some of the best games of all time. Sitting side by side. Fantastic.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you Final Fantasy X yet?
No, I am Final Fantasy X.
Oh, God. I need to hear when you tell me you're playing that. I'm going to be like, oh, this is going to be interesting.
Well, yeah. I'm probably going to do it at some point soon. Like when I was trying to get the backwards compatible PS3 going, like that was one of the things where it was like, I'm going to have it. I'm going to have the backwards compatible thing plugged into the big HDMI TV, it's going to be a great time. Now I think I'm just going to plug the PS2 into the fucking TV over there and just be like, yeah, let's go. Let's fucking rock.
May I ask, I'm pretty sure you've answered this before, why don't you just play it on PS5?
Because, like, I have it here.
Because it's the same game. I'm just saying it's the same game.
Yeah, but I already have it. Like here, I'm just going to play this one.
Oh, it's because you don't have it.
Yeah, I know I don't have it. I don't have it, but I have.
We can do that cross-platform thing.
I
We could
have the platinum edition of the PS2.
the platinum edition. We know it's good. Then it's a platinum edition
with the manual, which I'm definitely going to need when I try to figure out what the fuck a sphere grid is.
It's not that difficult. It really
looks
isn't
that difficult. All right, like
I won't lie. Like I went from Final Fantasy IX, which was just leveling up basically, and doing some little things on the side and everything, but from leveling up to a sphere grid.
You say,
and you're just like, what the fuck is this? You say
it's not that difficult, but there's three whole pages for it in the manual. That's a lot of pages.
Yes. Yeah, it's not that difficult.
Also, I can get the authorized strategy guide as well. There's an advert for it.
I'm pretty sure I still have the strategy guide at my mum's.
I'm good. Like GameFAQs exists. Yeah. I also have the sequel.
Yeah. 10-2. 10-2 gets hit, but
9 out of 10.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It goes in a different direction. I think a lot of people didn't expect it. I think, and I think, and I still loved it. It's more traditional Final Fantasy instead of spoilers a little bit. I guess the sphere grid is not in there, but they do change it up a little bit.
All I know is they gave one of the characters a gun or two. So I mean,
yes.
Immediately.
Yuna gets 2 guns in that one. She's completely different in this one.
I think more video games would be vastly improved if they give their female protagonists guns. I said this when Echoes of Wisdom came out. I said that game would have been better if Zelda had a gun. I stand by it.
Janie's got a gun. Dun, dun, dun.
Yuna's got a gun. She's like gonna pop star blow you in away. Final Fantasy X too as well.
She is.
Yeah,
she is. Well, kinda.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is my kind of shit.
Yeah. The thing is about it, Final Fantasy games, incredibly very Japanese. I don't think the West realized how fucking Japanese games could go, and then Final Fantasy X-2 came out, and they went, "Oh, they can go Japanese." I mean, and I was like, "Have you not played a JRPG game before, people?"
Look at my collection. I know.
I know. You'll be fine with it. You will be absolutely fine. You'll be goated with it and everything. But yeah, I think it's just like one of those things of just like people just like, oh shit, this is very Japanese. I don't know if I like it too, but I was just like, I was gobbling it up. I was just like, give me more.
Oh man,
I'm back in a world that I was loving, so like I'm all good.
I've made 2 video essays on the new channel so far. I'm currently making a third. And I have the 4th one planned out. And I've realized that, like, if you include the fact that one of them is about a peripheral, they're all Japanese things. And that wasn't intentional. That's just how it's shaken out. I find Japanese games more interesting to talk about, I guess. Anecdotally.
I think Japan is just a lot more interesting to talk about when it comes to pop culture and everything.
I'm going to have to figure out a Western game to talk about at some point, but not now.
I can think of 3.
I can think of about 100.
I was kind of leading into another thing there, but I'm
bragging age. You're absolutely right.
Where was I? Yeah, you fit the PS2. Yeah, PS2. Incredible game. Incredible console. Good console. Go check it out when you get a chance. Some amazing games.
It has Silent Hill 3.
Everything. It has Silent Hill 3.
No other console has Silent Hill 3.
Oh yeah, Silent Hill 3. That's a game. That is a game. They went different ways. There's no doubt about it. Like Silent Hill 2, obviously, it's a legendary game and everything. People, so it had a lot to obviously on its shoulders and everything. But I think they knocked it out of the park still. So
like weirdly, 2 isn't a PS2 exclusive. It was available on the original Xbox, but Silent Hill 3 only on PS3. PS2.
As it should be.
I had to borrow.
I'm guessing that to them it's either it was a money thing or it was just like we didn't sell on Xbox, guys. It's just put focus on PlayStation. Basically, like what it is happening now in these days. This is like we're not selling on Xbox, guys. Let's just forget about them and put it on everything else.
When Silent Hill 3 came out, I was living in halls at uni, so I had like 6 roommates, and I didn't have a PS2. But no, it was fun. We all liked each other. So, we all mostly liked each other.
She had to correct herself there.
One of the rooms might have been empty for a few months there for no reason. But like, so Silent Hill 3 came out. I had Silent Hill 2 on the original Xbox. I played it like 100 times. Same with 1 on PS1, and I was like, fuck, I need to play Silent Hill 3. It's only on PS2. My flatmate has a PS2. So I go, hat in hand, very, very contrite, like, please, may I borrow your PS2 to play Silent Hill 3? And he's like, but I'm not buying Silent Hill 3. And I was literally like, it's fine. I've already bought it. I just need the PS2, please. And he lent me his PS2, and I'm playing Silent Hill 3, and I put in a good session, like a good 4 or 5 hours into this game. And then I was like, I need to go to sleep. Let me save my game. His memory card's full. So I knocked on his door, and I was like, hey, is there anything on your memory card I can delete? Because I can't save my game right now. And so he looked, and he had a look at all the stuff. Nothing on his memory card that he wanted to delete. I was like, that's fair. It's your memory card. It's quite late. I can't just walk into town and buy a memory card. So I did the most sensible thing I could do. And I just kept playing. I finished Silent Hill 3 by necessity, just playing all the way through the night. Because I was like, well, I want to finish. I'm not going to turn it off. I've been playing for hours. It was a good time, actually. It was an interesting way to experience that game. You're muted.
Lack of sleep?
Yeah, I think it really helped.
I don't know. Oh, shit. What's next to me? Oh, God. I'll just keep on playing it.
I really immersed myself in the world of Silent Hill 3. But yeah, no, I did. I played it all in one go by sheer virtue of the fact that I didn't have a memory card to save.
But yelling at me. Jesus.
These things happen.
Some might say you are goated.
I am. It's true. I tell you, ride or die. I bought the game without even having the console. Before it even agreed to lend me it.
Yeah. You were just like praying that someone would lend you it.
Basically, I had a list.
Yeah.
I was just going to work my way down. I was like, I know everyone I know who owns a PS2. Someone's going to lend me that PS2.
Fair. That's fair. What's the PS2? Yeah. So that's 3 for you.
That's
so
3
it's
for
now
me.
third one for me. Nintendo 64.
Damn! Someone just did a cool video about that controller. I hear.
Someone did indeed. No doubt about it. Go and check that video out. I'm sure that amazing person will put a link down in the description below.
Probably not.
If
She'll
she
probably
remembers.
forget, but
Anyway, who knows?
We live in hope.
We live in hope. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, N64. A weird console, no doubt. This is where I would say this is now starts dropping into like maybe A territory for me and everything. It's a weird ass console with a weird ass fucking controller.
That makes perfect sense if you research the history about it.
Yeah, sure, no doubt. One of the things I love about that game was it was the first time I was able to play Pokemon on my TV. Obviously, because if you got Pokemon Stadium, there was a device where you could attach it to the console and be able to play your Pokemon games like Blue and Red on your TV and everything through Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Stadium, good game, everything like that. We all know this and everything. Fantastic. But no, yeah, it was a lot of fun to be able to do that. But also, it was one of the N64 was one of the first consoles where I played Resident Evil 2.
Oh,
and
cool.
I absolutely love playing Resident Evil 2 on that console and everything. There was other games and everything. Like you got Star Wars Speed Racers is it? Pod Racers. Mario Kart games, Donkey Kong, Mario games in general. Galaxy, is it? Yeah,
No.
Galaxies. No,
64.
that's 64. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the 64.
No, I'm saying the Super Mario 64.
Oh yes, thank you. My apologies. Yeah. 64, and many more games and everything like that. Like, yeah, it's a weird ass console with a weird ass controller, but it is a really good console.
Yeah, I
with
just
great
like
games.
I do like the moxie of the N64. It's like, we're gonna stick with cartridges, even if that means everybody abandons us. We're gonna stick with cartridges.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I never really like played on an N64. Even to this day, I've never really played on an N64 much. Like, that was mine. Like, I have one. I don't know where I got it from. I think I might be in like a cursed like video game console. Like, no, legitimately. Like, when I was clearing out stuff last year, when I got all the
From
old
Keith's
games from my loft, when I got all the old magazines and the old games out of the loft, there was an N64 up there, and I've never owned an N64, so fuck knows where that came from.
Keith just brought it over and just left it there for you.
Keith, that was never a Nintendo kid.
That didn't surprise me.
But no, I was never a Nintendo kid. But my friend my friend owned an N64, so most of my experience of N64 was multiplayer games. So like GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. Oh god, we played a lot of Perfect Dark, and then stuff like
Rest in peace, Perfect Dark. You may come back. Who knows what Xbox will do?
We played like there was some single player stuff. Like I experienced Ocarina of Time. I didn't play much of it, but I was there as my friend played it. So yeah, I got the gist of it. But I've still never played it myself. But yeah, like Wave Race 64, like, and like weird things, like you had to get the expansion pack to put in the console to give it the extra memory. So that you could play, like, certain games just would not run without the expansion pack, and then there was other games where it's like it boosted the performance. And you had to get the memory thing was in the, like, it was a thing you plugged into the controller to save your games onto it, and the Rumble pack and stuff. Like, it's a really cool, like, quirky console. Like, I have a lot of room in my heart for the N64.
Cool.
Yeah, I just don't have much.
It's a quirky little console. It just, like, I remember during my early teens, like, everyone was asking Nintendo 64 or PS1. I was like, at the time, even though like PS1's a good console and everything like that. Yeah, N64 or PS1. And mine was, I was N64 for myself and everything. It's just how it was for me at the time. But F1 was PS1 for the most part.
Even I was.
Which is not surprising. It is a good console. It was a good console.
Like, we didn't exactly have choices in these things. Like, parents bought things for us and we just played them. Like, it was the thing that we had under the TV. But yeah, Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 on N64, I always wanted to play it because that's the one that came with a randomizer built into it. Like,
I can't remember that.
I only learned this a few months ago when I was watching someone's video about Resident Evil. Like, yeah, it had a randomizer built into it, and you know me, love a good randomizer.
She now needs to find that game and play it.
Well, let's just say I've seen it. With a price that would make you blush.
Yeah, I bet that.
But yeah, no.
I remember I bought it for 30 quid.
It's wild, isn't it? Like the prices I can remember paying for games and seeing the prices that they are now. It's just like, god damn. Holy crap. Some video games are just really expensive. But yeah, no.
Yep.
That's the so I'm on to 4. Which means I got to start thinking because, like, we're dropping out of A tier, and we're going into what I'm going to call W tier, which is shit's about to get weird. Like, because you know me, I like weird shit, right? Like, things that speak to me, good things, weird things, and I'm gonna jump in with the very first console I bought with my own money was the Nintendo GameCube. Like I bought it, and this is gonna shock you based on everything I've said on this podcast today and everything that I've said on podcasts previous. But you know how you were saying, like, do you have an N64 or PS1? In that time, it was PS2, Xbox, or GameCube, and like everybody was PS2, and you had a few people who were Xbox, and I was sat there going GameCube. Why was I sat there going GameCube? Because GameCube had Resident Evil. GameCube
PS2.
No, it eventually yes, but the Resident Evil remake, Resident Evil 0, and Resident Evil 4 were all originally, they're only coming out on GameCube. It's an exclusivity deal signed by Capcom. They're the console that's going to have a Resident Evil, and I was like, my hands are tied.
Oh, I bet that royally bit them in the ass, Capcom. They wouldn't have sold many on that.
They eventually released. Well, they released.
I know they did. They did obviously release on the PS2 and everything. Obviously,
so
damn.
Only Resident Evil 4 came out on the PS2. 0 and the remake didn't come out on other platforms until they did those HD remasters.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like my parents bought me an Xbox. Like I had that first. But it was the GameCube.
Poor child.
It was the GameCube. They had Halo. I was fine. It was the GameCube that had my heart because they had Resident Evil. That was all I needed as an excuse to buy a console. Like it was like I didn't play a lot of single player games on the GameCube, like because also living with other people and it being a Nintendo console, like I was the one who owned a GameCube, so we had the Mario Kart, we had Smash Brothers, we had Super Monkey Ball, and it was the social console. You know, do you know what I mean? So it was like it was the one plugged in the living room, and we'd play like endless rounds of Smash Brothers or whatever, Mario Kart or whatever the fuck we were playing. So like it wasn't often that I got to like have it like in my room and play like single player games on it, but when I did, wow, some games that came out on that, like it's got I would say a small library, but like a really excellent one of obviously the aforementioned Resident Evils would be like the biggest one. But then it's like I remember getting Tales of Symphonia because it looked interesting, and a friend of mine had said to me while we were out in a pub once, it's like Final Fantasy but better, and I was like, fuck. And
what
like
game of Tales?
Tales of Symphonia. It was the first one, I believe, that came out in Europe. I don't think it was the first one that came out in the West, but it was the first one that came out in Europe. And to be fair, it's a fucking great game. It didn't displace Final Fantasy VII in my personal opinion, but tremendous game, excellent recommendation. Super rare game now because they didn't release many copies in the UK. But yeah, there was like Eternal Darkness, which is like just a super weird survival horror game. You had the first two Metroid Primes. Came out on that console. They were fucking great. I'm struggling to think when I could just turn around because I have a bunch of GameCube games behind me. But again, it wasn't like a vast library. Like it had the Pokemon games that I never got to play. They were RPGs, but they were more traditional like RPGs. Like they were turn-based RPGs, basically at a party rather than like the system that exists in like Pokemon Blue, Red, Yellow, and all that stuff. Never got to play those, but they always seemed interesting. And then it just had some weird shit on it. There was that game where it was like a war game, and you had the two armies on opposite sides, but it was like you were firing like giant balls. It was like a pinball thing. Like you were firing giant balls at your enemy army, and you had to hit them without hitting your guys. Like so like it had that Nintendo weirdness to it. But it definitely, you can tell Nintendo was definitely on that downward trajectory in terms of like third-party support and sales, because like a lot of, while there was some absolute stone cold classics on that console, like there wasn't a great amount of it. Like I spent 6 months of my life playing Zelda on it because I bought Wind Waker, which is a fantastic Zelda game, but it came with the promotional disc where it also had, on one disc, so with one purchase, you got Wind Waker, the first two Zelda games from the Nintendo, and then Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And I was like, fuck me. You know what I mean? Like, that was a good 6 months. I got to play some fucking great games, except Ocarina. I skipped that for some reason, because in my head I'd already played it, even though I hadn't. I skipped straight to Majora's Mask, and I fucking love that game. But yeah, no, the GameCube. I just like the fact that it's a dinky little cube, and for some reason Nintendo put a handle on the back of it so you could carry it around.
They did as well.
I don't know why they thought we would need to carry our GameCubes around everywhere, but
yeah, they were ahead of the curve in some weird ways sometimes.
Does this class as a handheld?
They were handheld. They were back to handhelds before.
It's a good library, but it's also like it earns a place in my heart just by being like, this is the first one that I bought, like for myself. Like this is the first choice that I made. And it was, and shockingly enough for my brand, that choice was Resident Evil.
I've bought console just for one game, so I'm holding off, hoping the price will come down for the Switch 2, just for the next generation of Pokemon. And I'm praying to God they'll reduce that price soon.
Honestly, and I've said this to Sadie, like the thing that is the biggest draw for me for getting a Switch 2, unironically, is the fact that they have GameCube games.
It's fair.
And like that draw is only going to go up as they release more.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Yeah. Next up, I think this is the right one. Sega Genesis.
Mega Drive.
That's Sonic and Sonic 2, if I remember rightly. They were on there.
Yeah, I think they were on.
Yeah, I believe so. No, I just remember. So this is like random as hell. Like when I was a kid and everything like that, I was like, I played on like video games, but I wasn't that really into like playing on them and anything like that. And then I went, and both me and my brother went over to my granddad's, which on the weekends 9 times out of 10 we were, at the time, sent to my granddad's.
Fair enough. Get out
for the weekend and everything, and whatnot. And excuse me. And randomly, when we came over, the bastard bought a Sega Genesis, and he bought like 15 games all at once with it. I have no idea how much that would have cost at that time and everything like that, but I was just like, fucking hell, Granda. And I was just like, yeah, but like, you had Sonic 1, you had Sonic 2 and everything, and then many, many more games that are out there and everything. And yeah, and it was with 2 controls and everything. I remember Golden Axe, yeah, and everything. Absolutely loved it. And it was just like, it was a great console. It was a great little console with some really interesting, decent games on there. You had Sonic and everything. I had no idea about like the war that was going on between Nintendo and Sega. I was under 10.
Well, again, it's like, I don't know, we touched on this a couple of weeks ago. It's one of those things where it's like Sega was bigger here than Nintendo, like in those days.
Yeah. I think people don't realize that sometimes. But no, it's and it was just it was a really decent, good little console with some really interesting games. I had a lot of fun with it, and I'll always remember that. Just like coming into my granddad's and saying, "Here you go.
Here's a fat stack."
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was insane. But yeah, it was. I remember with me and my brother that entire weekend played there's multiple different type of games.
15 games, damn. I would have loved to have like. Oh man, like if you had a picture or something, I would have loved to have looked through like that pile of games that greeted you when you walked in. Like I remember the Mega Drive. I had a Mega Drive.
It was the Mega Drive for us, wasn't it? That's what it's called. I was saying Genesis Mega Drive.
Everyone, all the kids got their Mega Drives before me. And I was still playing on a Master System. And, you know, they'd be like, oh, I used to learn a Master System. But the joke was on them because their Mega Drives were Mega Drive 1s. And that came with Alex Kidd built in. Which for kids out there, like consoles often back in the 90s would come with a game built into it, which meant it was already in the game. And if you turned the console on without cartridge, it would start playing that game. But I got the Mega Drive 2, which had Sonic the Hedgehog 2 built into it.
Yeah.
So joke's on you guys. Because I had like the GOAT fucking game built into it, but I had to buy a cartridge in the end for the sole reason that, do you remember Sonic 3?
Yes.
Did you remember there was a version of that where it was like a cartridge with like a flap you could open on the top that you could plug another cartridge into?
I can't remember this now.
Yeah, see, I talk to people about this and they don't remember it, but I swear to God, it's a thing. So you could like play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But like if you opened the cartridge and you plugged Sonic 2 into Sonic 3 or Sonic 1 into Sonic 3, you could play as Knuckles in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. I don't know how they achieved this. Like, it sounds insane, but like I swear to fucking God, it's a thing that happened. Like, and it either that or I had a really overactive imagination as a child, but I swear to God, this is real. And now I'm questioning myself because you're looking at me like I've gone crazy, which is fair.
Was it not Sonic and Knuckles?
Yeah, wasn't it Sonic and Knuckles? Yeah,
No, Sonic 3 is Sonic 3. I think.
I can't remember. I thought it was called Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but yes.
No, I think it's Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh no, it's because you could plug Sonic 3 into it and it would make Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's why I'm remembering Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But yeah, it was Sonic and Knuckles.
Okay, I get it now. Yeah. I remember this now. Yeah, fucking hell. Just seeing this.
That's such a crazy thing though. Like, how did they do that? Like like I don't understand like the technical like thing of like putting those two, like being able to put a cartridge from an older game into this cartridge and it changes the video games are wild. They're magic. But yeah, no. Like, I like the Mega Drive. I was a bit salty when I found out there was a Star Trek The Next Generation game that came out on Mega Drive, but they never released it in the UK.
Sounds about right.
I remember no, but I remember seeing it in a magazine, and there was like screenshots and stuff of it, and I was like, "That's fucking amazing! I can't wait to play this." And it just never came out, and I never understood why, because I was a kid.
As we are.
Like, that sucked, but. Yeah, good console. Cool console. Did you ever get a Mega CD to plug into it?
My brother did.
Nice. It was all those games were so bad, but fuck, it was such a cool
They really
thing.
were.
I never got one, but my neighbor, like my neighbor's kids, got one, and we were friends because we were neighbors and our parents were friends. And I can remember playing. Oh, there was a Dune game for Sega CD. It was like some weird like strategy adventure game. And I kept like dying, and the death screen, if you got lost in the desert, was like this fucking, it was like skeleton in the sand. It was really scarring for like a small child to see over and over again. And that definitely stuck with me. But yeah, man,
it will.
Night Trap was on that thing. I was never allowed to play Night Trap for obvious reasons.
Just a little bit.
But it's fine. I'm saving it for a stream. I'm going to play it someday on stream and try and figure out why the fuck there was a congressional hearing about Night Trap. Let's do my last one. And this is one, it's an old console. But like my appreciation for it has only come recently.
Let's be frank, all the consoles we basically have said were all old apart from
PS4. Sure. Like I think the newest one's PS4 and Xbox 360, but it's one I haven't had a chance to appreciate until like the last couple of years, which is the Sega Saturn. And there's a few reasons for that. One, I didn't have a Sega Saturn when I was a kid, but I knew two people who did, and I got to play a few games on it, but not like a great many of them. And I have nostalgia for it just based on the fact that Dragon Force was on it, and that's one of my favorite games of all time. But
cool.
The thing that even if I'd owned my own Sega Saturn when I was a kid, the thing that I never would have been able to properly appreciate it, just purely based on the fact that it a lot of the most interesting games on it for me were either Japan only or never released in Europe. So it's something I've only like now as an adult who understands how like, you know, the economy and things like that work. And like
do we actually know how that works? Because I don't think the people who are in charge know how that works. So.
Enough to know that like sometimes you need to get video games from other countries.
Okay, that's fair.
And like get fan translation patches and stuff like that. So I guess not the economy. I guess just understand how things work, the world works, to a certain degree. Where it's like, yeah, it's like there's games on that platform that I never would have had access to when I was a kid, that I have access to now, which has given me a deeper appreciation for how good that library is. And it's not something I would have had an appreciation for as, like I say, as a kid. Like, and even just like how rare the games were. Like in the process of making the video essay I'm making about Panzer Dragoon Saga, like I found out that they only made 1,000 copies of the game to release in Europe. That was it.
I can only imagine how much that game going to cost now.
A lot of money. That also comes up in
that.
the video. But yeah, no, it's like because the Saturn was very short lived, and like when they decided to like cut support and move on to the Dreamcast, it was like they just did not want to release any games like beyond Japan, and that sucks because obviously like there's a lot of cool games that were Japan only, and I'm starting to get that appreciation for it. And like when I made the crack earlier about Amy likes good games and Amy likes weird games, like the Saturn seems to just have the weirdest fucking games on it, like that I like are indescribable. Like it would be difficult for me to describe some of the games that I have played on this machine, and one, say the things in a way that makes sense, but then also not sound like a stark raving lunatic. Which makes making video essays about them very interesting. But
I've seen some of the games you've bought, Amy. You're you're a lunatic. Okay, we know this.
No, I know, but like I tried to, okay. I like, you know, you got to filter that through so it sounds reasonable when you say it in a video. Like
I've seen them games, they ain't reasonable.
If I started trying to tell you what Baroque was, you'd probably call an ambulance because you think I was having a stroke. But it's a real game and it exists and it's super fucking just it's unbelievable that a game like that exists. And like they definitely carried that on into the Dreamcast era, because I've been looking at like Dreamcast stuff as well. But like the Sega Saturn, like I have newfound appreciation levels for the fact that that library of games, like I'm never going to sit here and be like, oh, well, actually it was secretly better than the PS1. It wasn't. Like I like the Saturn. I have a soft spot for it. It wasn't better than the PS1, but the library of games that it has, like considering like the full like worldwide library of games, is like definitely underappreciated.
No doubt. I do not have any affiliation to Saturn whatsoever.
My favorite story about it is there was a game called D that came out on PlayStation 1, and the like Sony decided that the game wouldn't sell very well in America, so they decided not to make very many copies of it. And there's this and the developer that pissed off the developer of the game, and they were making another game called Enemy Zero for the PlayStation, and then they did a conference for it. I don't know if it was an E3 thing or if it was something else, but they were doing a conference for it, like to show off this PlayStation game that everybody knew was a PlayStation game. And then the developer stood up in the middle of the conference and went, "That was a trailer for Enemy Zero coming exclusively to the Sega Saturn." And then like a Sega guy walked out, and it was this huge thing where it was just like they pissed him off so much he just refused to release his games on PlayStation, which I just find is a really funny story. I can't imagine anything like that happening now.
No, probably not. I'll be very surprised and everything like that for that type of thing to happen these days. Does that person still have a career?
Yeah, they made multiple games.
Saturn died.
I don't like. I'm not 100% sure that person's still alive, but no, like they made multiple games. Like they made a sequel to D for the Dreamcast. Which again, if I try to describe that game, it would be like what's wrong with Amy? Is she head?
I think that about every day for you. So
it's a turn-based RPG, which is also a survival horror, and it's like random encounter combat, but the random encounter combat is like it's first-person shooter. Where you're stuck in place, spinning around as monsters try to attack, and you're trying to. It's fucking honestly
weird.
I'm having the time of my life going through the libraries of these consoles.
Well, that's what you want. You want to be you want to have some rejuvenation for games, and there is some good, like obviously great games for this current generation and everything, and from the previous generation and everything. Like our PS4, we've already started out really highly. But also the games are just very lackluster these days as well, and it's just like type of thing, which is kind of a shame at the same time.
Yeah, like, there's good games, like no doubt. I've played some of them this year, like absolutely, like and like I said, I think that the spirit of experimentation lives on somewhat in the indie scene, but like I do miss the swings, like the big wild swings that like big studios would take on just like the weirdest concepts. Like the one I just described, D2. Like, no one's making that game in 2025.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think the companies would allow them.
I don't think so. I think if like PlayStation Studios saw like someone making something like D2, they would just like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you trying to destroy the company?
No doubt. For me, my last one. Game Boy Color. Simple. It's my first handheld. My first true handheld. I remember getting Pokemon Blue and Red. Then the year after that, Pokemon Yellow, and other games and everything. But at the same time, I didn't really play the other games. I was Pokemon. It was Pokemon for me. But it was a great little handheld. Like I've been contemplating like getting like the emulated versions of them out there that are out there, like to be possible to buy and everything. And I'm just like, they look really good and everything. And like some of them are like even like upgraded, quote unquote, upgraded versions for how they held and everything. And I'm just like, that looks really, really good and looks comfortable and everything. And like a handheld should be comfortable. That's the thing about it. Like as much as like I know, like this is the thing about like I never Switch, great console, no doubt. A great console. I never played it handheld.
No,
I hated playing it as handheld. It really is uncomfortable. Like any of the people are saying it's comfortable. It fucking isn't. You're wrong. I'm just stating this. Fuck subjectivity in here. You're just wrong. It's just badly. It's bad. But yeah, like it's so much funny. Like I'm very curious about how bad the Switch 2 one is because I saw a video from SkillUp and he was advertising a thing where you can hold an attachment to make it more comfortable to hold for the Switch 2. And I was like, wait, what? Nintendo are going to kill you.
Medforce, when I went to his, he had what was it called? A Hori split pad, I think, where it was like if you imagine like an actual. I know I'm holding up one of the worst controls of all time, but like it was like it had the handles and stuff like as part of like the Switch controller, and then obviously it's slotted into either side of the Switch, and that was actually surprisingly comfortable when I tried that. But yeah, like the Joy-Cons. Like no,
they weren't good, and even if when they updated it to the OLED version, it was still pretty much the same. But no, anyway, handheld Game Boy Color, good little handheld, one of the best. Absolutely love it and adore it. Yes, did I only really play it for Pokemon games? Yes, I was a kid when I got it. And when it came to games and everything, like getting that, it was very difficult to be able to get like new games and everything. But I was a massive Pokemon kid, as you can tell. Still,
no way.
And yeah, that's just one of the best handhelds for me.
Yeah, it's got a really like the Game Boy library. Like if we expand out into like advanced territory as well. Like it's definitely something I'm like interested in like going through. Like I wanna buy one of those GP operators like you've got, but I'm also aware that they come from America, and I'm terrified of buying anything from America at the moment because I don't know how much it's going to cost really when it gets here. Who fucking knows? But yeah,
CEX.
They've like I check them regularly. They don't get them in very often. But like I do keep an eye on it. But like the Game Boy library is something I'm interested in, like going like back to. Would you believe that I've played a small handful of Game Boy games in my life, and one of them was a Resident Evil game.
I can believe that.
That no one remembers.
I can definitely believe that. Definitely can believe that.
But yeah, no. It's a cool console. Like, it's just there's an allure to it. You know what I mean? Like, just the form factor, the way it looks. Like, I've considered buying Game Boys before, like for no reason other than they're cool. I like them. They're just cool. I like them.
They really are.
Especially that purple one. I like the purple one. The translucent purple.
Yeah, I remember when you were down in Manchester when I was living down there. I got one.
Yes, you did.
It was the purple one as well.
It was the purple one, yeah.
Sadly, I had to turn it back in because of losing my job and everything, but because I needed the cash. Yeah.
Great game, great console. 10 fantastic consoles. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
I think we've smashed this, knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
I'm going to call this episode, I know it was technically top 5 because the prompt was we each gave 5. I'm just going to call this episode top 10 game consoles.
Or just 10 great game consoles.
Nah, you want to hit you want to hit that algorithm. You got to call it top 10, and then everybody's like, "Whoa, top 10? Fuck yeah!" And then they click the video, and then they realize it's not like a top 10 list, like a ranked list, and they're like, "Fuck you, dislike." But then when they hit the dislike button, that gives you more juice on YouTube. I hate YouTube and how it works.
Yeah.
If I really want to hit the numbers, I'll just take a selfie of myself going like this and put it in the corner. But like, there's some levels even I won't stoop to. That was fun.
She's not there yet.
That was a fun talk. I like that topic.
Thank you.
I'm interested.
You brought it up?
I'm interested in what you have planned for us next week. I'm going to make sure Vitz
is
here.
If he's here, who knows?
Because that sounds sick. Like whatever you've got planned. Oof. I mean,
I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all. It's goated. That's all I'm just going to say. It's goated.
But speaking of disappointments, at least from a scoring perspective, let's do a quick OpenCritic Head-To-Head. This is the game we play every week, where we try to guess the OpenCritic average of upcoming games. Whoever guesses closest to the score at the time of recording gets a point. If you manage to guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. Remember that part. It will come up in a moment. Last week, or the last couple of weeks, we tried to guess the OpenCritic average of a few games. The first one was Silent Hill F. Moody, you guessed it would get an 88. Vitz, you guessed it would get a 90. I guessed it would get a 93. At the time of recording, Silent Hill F has an OpenCritic average of 88, which means Moody gets a point.
Yay!
Looking forward to playing it. What more can I say?
Yeah.
It's right there. It's on that hard drive, ready to go.
I am looking forward to playing it, no doubt.
I think the thing is, I'm really busy this week. Like, I've been at Keith's all day today. Tomorrow, I've got to do a bunch of errands, and then on Saturday, I've got a board game day. It's like, damn it, I haven't planned my life out very well. I just want to play Silent Hill.
So there's a chance I'll finish this before
I've even started
again.
No, because you know me. Once I get going, I pick up speed. But no,
first you have to get going on it. I'm expecting this game probably will arrive for me tomorrow, and I'll install it and I'll be playing it tomorrow. And I'm off the weekend.
It's not a race. I did say to Keith when I went round to his house, I said, "Do you know, this is how much I value our friendship and time together." And he went, "Go on." And I went, "The last thing I did before I walked out of the house to come here was I picked up the post. And in the post was a copy of Silent Hill F, the brand new Silent Hill game, the first new one in 13 years. And I put it on the breakfast bar and I walked to your house. That's how much I like you."
I will text them and say, "Hey, mate, I've got something's come up. Bye."
I like you so much, I walked away from Silent Hill.
Jesus.
But yeah,
Could
no,
have Silent Hill.
looking for. Hey, what can I say? I'm ride or
Keith is
die.
an awesome guy. Let's just be frank. He is awesome.
I'm ride or die for Silent Hill, but I'm also ride or die for my friends.
That's true. I talk shit about him all the time just because he didn't do me a D&D game and everything that he promised me to do, and we had to get another person to do it, which
Yeah.
did an awesome job and everything. But Keith, awesome dude. Let's just shout out to Keith. Fucking awesome. We must be playing Among Us soon, dude. I saw everyone seeing our little thing. Well, the thing I put.
Yeah, I've known Keith since middle school. Like, it's a long fucking time I've known him, and like, he's one of my favorite people.
Understandable.
I felt the pang. I felt this weird pang there to shout him out. You know when you're like, you've been doing like YouTube, Twitch stuff for so long that whenever you talk about someone who's not here, you feel the need to immediately be like, go check them out on twitch.tv/wherever the fuck. And it's like, he's not on any of these things, but I still felt the thing of being like, oh, go check him out on youtube.com/Keith does stuff. Like, no, that's not a thing. It doesn't exist. He was sensible. He quit the podcast and left. Just left it all behind. We also
Some say there's wisdom in those words.
Some say he is the wisest of us all.
Yeah. I thought this was a part-time gig. I've been here for almost 6 years.
They made me play Halo.
Yes! Fucking made me play Halo. It's for the kids, Moody.
Kids. You wouldn't want to disappoint the kids, would you? Like, it's for the kids.
I'm disappointed in my partner about having kids for the last 15 years. So if she can get over it, they can get over it.
Speaking of kids, we also tried to guess the OpenCritic average of baby steps. I guessed that we get a 63. Moody guessed that we get a 72. Vitz guessed that we get a 75. At the time of recording, baby steps has an OpenCritic average of 75, which means Vitz gets 2 points.
Damn.
And we also tried to guess the OpenCritic average of Ghost of Yote. I guessed it would get an 84. Moody guessed it would get an 85. Vitz guessed it would get an 89. At the time of recording, Ghost of Yote has an OpenCritic average of 89. You see what happens when you actually play the fucking game, Vitz? You get 4 points in 1 week. Where's this Vitz been all year?
Be going to get milk.
Just turns up, clears the board, and leaves again. At least I did change both of my numbers for that you put in from last week, and like I am quite thankful that like I didn't fuck myself over by doing that. Because they weren't actually terrible. Like, I know you were just doing jokes and doing memes, 69 and 96, but they weren't terrible guesses for these two games. But it's nice to know that even if I'd left them, I still wouldn't have scored any points.
Yeah, true.
So the current scores are Moody 36, Amy 22, Vitz 16 with 3 draws. We got 2 games on the docket this week. Moody, we're starting with Digimon Story Time Stranger, which I believe is just like robot Pokemon.
Basically, yeah.
Cool. You're up first.
75.
75. Going in for the robot Pokemons. What are we saying for Vitz? 69 and 96 is played out. We gotta do different jokes.
All right.
I've got one for
88
Battlefield
never
6.
fails.
I've got one for Battlefield 6. 88 never
Cool.
fails for Vitz.
Cool.
Never fails? I guess that's true. 88 also never fails. Digimon. Emon. It's
Just
robot.
realized I spelled it wrong.
It's
so.
robot. Yeah, it's fine. I fixed it. It's robot Pokemon. I don't know anything about Digimon. So. Yeah, let's just say 80.
None of the games have been great.
Well, maybe
Sorry,
it's-
Digimon gamers out there. They aren't, okay?
maybe
None of them are
it's time to
great.
shine.
Hopefully.
Battlefield
Not
6.
too shiny, please.
Battlefield 6 comes out in 2 weeks. It probably won't have early reviews drop, but you never know. Just in case, You know, like let's just do one for Battlefield 6. Why not? Really, what do you think Battlefield 6?
Idiot.
Now, for Vitz's guess, this is really easy because there's already a number attached to the game,
That's true.
which is 6. So,
Yeah.
6. One for each entry in the series.
Yeah, that lines up.
It says 6. There's clearly only been 6 games in the series. They definitely didn't do one twice. That would be crazy. Like, who would do something like that? Now, for a serious guess, I don't know, man. A lot of people are talking about how good this game is from like coming out.
That's
like,
why I've gone up
betas,
pretty high.
betas and previews and stuff. Like, do you think like Battlefield supremacy is upon us?
Well, I am curious by like one thing. Like one of my favorite Battlefields, and I've never really played them, but I remember one that I really, really, really enjoyed, and that was, funny enough, Battlefield 1.
The second one, not the first one.
That I thought that, like, story wise, I thought that was incredible. I thought it was, and I only played the story for that. I was never a multiplayer person at that time. But yeah, Battlefield 1 I thought was incredible, and that came out as an 87 on OpenCritic. So I think it's gonna maybe fall around that.
I played a lot of Battlefield 3 or 4. I can't remember. Actually, I have a PC box somewhere of the game. Like a bunch of us bought it for like £2 or something. Because like we found a place that was selling it for like a couple of quid. And we got a good few weeks out of it. It was a fun time.
Like Battlefield 4, but apparently is an incredible Battlefield. At the time when it came out, it only got a 79. Because it came out, I think, broken, I think. So
I like Battlefield 5. Like I did play a bit of Battlefield 5. I remember streaming it as well.
5, the walk game with the woman on the front.
Yeah, I never actually played the story. I only played the multiplayer. Like I like the idea of like, you know, it's World War II themed multiplayer, and there's like fucking 50 people on each team or something, and like the chaos and carnage of like that in like a first person shooter. Like I like the idea of it, and it did lead to sort of like this big chaotic hectic fucking experience that I did vibe with a bit. But people talk about that one like it fucking killed their dog and barbecued it. Like it was wild. Like the dissonance between like how I was feeling about playing the game and like how people were talking about the game. I was like, it's a fine game. Like
Battlefield 5 has a 79. Battlefield 2042.
No,
that might be the one that burnt this franchise down. That's a 65.
I remember the funny videos from Battlefield 2042. The funny glitch compilations.
For a franchise that is quote unquote beloved, it has some fucking wonky critic reviews, like Hardline 72, 2049, freaking what did I say?
Was a weird one. That was the Visceral Games one. That was like they went cops and robbers with it for some reason.
Yeah, RIP Visceral Games. We miss you.
Yeah. No, do you want to make more Dead Space? Tough. You're gonna make this fucking Battlefield game with like cops and robbers. Such a strange game. I played the story of that.
See, what they should have done is they should have done a Battlefield Waltz game, which is real here, and it's really funny looking at the poster of it on OpenCritic, and it has an 80 on Top Critics. I'm going to send you it right now, and you're going to laugh your fucking ass off when you see this. It's in our chat.
I can't look it up on the computer, but I can open it on my phone. That's Hades 2. Oops, wrong chat. Battlefield, what the fuck? What kind of game is it? Is it a first person shooter? I don't think so. No, I
don't think so.
This is definitely a fucking visual novel, right?
Game. It's a video game.
Oh, it's an automated visual novel. Yep.
Yeah.
Should have been able to guess that by the thumbnail.
Hell yeah.
That's sick. I'm gonna guess Battlefield 6 is gonna get an 85. I'm gonna hedge my bets on server issues. Like I was like,
yeah, but you know the critics don't give a fuck about that.
I was like, do I go higher or do I go lower? I'll go lower. I'm gonna go bugs. Not, oh, it's not a very good Battlefield. Just, I think there's going to be bugs.
As all games do, have bugs.
Yeah, especially Hollow Knight Silksong. That's going to do it for episode 469 of the Words About Games podcast, except we've got one final thing. It is time for Moody's Time to Shine.
Hello, everybody. Be proud you made it. Another day is behind you. Another week has passed. But do you want to know what else you have? There's a future that is all yours to decide. Let it fly your heated fury, because it is time to party. We all welcome each other from far and wide. We'll help each other all the damn time. Now go, live your best life. It all starts from level 1. Go now. High five that sky. Live long and prosper. Roll into them titties. The journey is yours, and it starts right now. Peace out, motherfucker.
Okay. Yep, that works.